Welcome to Bogside Chats, where we're talking everything DeFi Kingdoms and keeping it casual. This is the first non-whale podcast, no Gen Zeros, no stable of 100 heroes. My name is Matty Pesk. I am joined by Guy Kid and Franz. How we doing, boys?
Doing great. Very smooth intro. A little different than the energy that C9N brings us, but I liked it.
Well, I didn't want to screw it up because there's actually some news on our opening.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I heard a rumor that the two of you made a certain purchase recently.
Oh yeah. We're whales. Get in the ocean with the whales.
Franz and I both have one Gen Zero to our name. And last I checked, my hero count is technically down to 20, but that's because I've handed them all over to Franz and his botting machine.
Okay,
And
hold on.
Franz,
You're going
now
way
we're
too
giving
fast.
a lot
You're
of
going way
news.
too fast.
A lot of news all at once. I am
Go
over
back.
100 heroes.
Let's go back
That's the big
to
break there.
the Gen Zero purchase. I think that's kind of a big deal for us. You know, we do pride ourselves on being the non-whale podcast, but the Gen Zero prices were kind of hitting some lows, and you guys made a move. Now, you each bought one individually, but you matched them up, right?
Yeah, Guy, do you want to pull up the matching? Or, I mean, I guess there's not too much to show. They have one ability match. So they're
Well, and the classes, right?
Well, yes, of course. The classes match up, so we have a chance at a Dark Knight. I'm forgetting what percent chance it is. I think it's just 16.
14.
Okay.
14.
But they are both legendaries, so we have a 25% chance of getting better than a rare, I believe. A rare or better.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And I know it's a recent purchase, but I mean, are you seeing return on the summons? How is that going? Are you happy with the purchase?
I think we've both hit a legendary already.
Wow.
Yep.
No Dark Knights.
Interesting.
In about 5 or 6 summons.
Yeah, I think I've done 3. I think you've done 3. But hey, 1 for 3 getting a legendary is pretty good. But yeah, 0 for 6 on the Dark Knights. But hey, 14% chance we're probably going to get one on the stream tonight. That's if I summon together, which I probably won't.
Well, so that's the fun thing about this is using the hero matcher on ADFK. You look at the other Gen Zeros on the market.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
one, I believe it's hero number 81, has 3 advanced matches with my thief, and 0 of them managed to hit when I rented it. So that was great. But no, yeah, but it's we love that around here. Those mutation chances.
No, totally. That's interesting. That's exciting. I think we'll probably check back on the Gen Zeros later, get some more updates from you guys as you do those. Now, the other big note about our opening, and Franz already hinted at this.
Or
he's
just said it.
now cracked 100 heroes, which is another part of our opening that we're lying about now.
Yeah, no, we need to completely revamp that, or just keep it the same and just ignore it altogether.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. No, but yeah, I am over 100 heroes. I did start with Diffkey, the botting service, which is great. I was at around 50, 60 heroes, and it was just way too taxing. Got set up on that, and then once I did, it was like, all right, well, I see all these great, 2 advanced heroes, on-brand foragers, archer foragers, different things sitting around on the tavern. Snatched a bunch of them up. So here we are.
Yeah, that's very cool. I think obviously one big thing on that is jewel price has been hovering around 18 cents. So the actual dollar cost of buying up all these heroes is not terrible.
Right.
So I mean that makes sense. I mean again, I'm nowhere near yet, but I got to 20. I've sold 3 pretty recently, so I'm at 17 now total. But I did get to 20 at one point, but it's easy. I don't need a bot to run my quests.
It's so nice though. I get a nice report at the end of the day. every week or so I see what items I got. It's very convenient.
That is very cool, and that is on our agenda today. We're going to talk about bots in a little bit, but before we get to that fun stuff, we got to talk about the biggest news going on in the game right now, and that is Sarandale staying or leaving Harmony. Um, we haven't done a podcast in a while. There's been some stuff going on. Obviously, the Harmony bridge was hacked for 100 million dollars, which was brutal. And there's been some other bridge hacks, which have been pretty insane. But because of that, there's been a lot of talk about getting off of Harmony, not using a one anymore as the token that kind of runs the quests and stuff like that. The team has hinted that they've been shopping, maybe that's the wrong word. They've been talking to other chains and other layer 2 kind of solutions and networks. What do you guys think about Harmony, or the game potentially leaving Harmony and going to another network?
I think it just makes sense at this point. At the early days of DFK was Harmony. And
Yep.
now that there's really no cohesion with the core Harmony dev team, it seems like there's definitely been a splinter from a relationship perspective. It's like, all right, why are we still here? So
Well, I think confidence was lost after the bridge hack, and even with the devs, even like with the DFK team, I think they won't outright say it, but a lot of times when Dreamer is talking, he's like, I get the frustration, I get it. So I don't know. I think there's a lack of confidence in Harmony.
Yeah. And I mean, just if you take kind of the DFK perspective out of it, just seeing on Twitter the Harmony community's kind of reaction to the way the devs are handling this, it hasn't been positive. Nothing right now seems positive for Harmony. I hope it rebounds. It's been a lot of fun playing around on here, but yeah, it looks like they're looking for a new home. Two front runners have come out. As far as, well, all right, I phrased that poorly.
Yeah.
As far as the community is concerned and who we think it'll be,
Yeah.
it seems like everyone is leaning towards either Polygon or IMX as the two options.
Right. So Dreamer and the team they've given some hints. They've said it's going to be one of these layer 2 solutions that already has an established kind of I don't want to say marketplace, but network
User base.
user base where they've dealt with NFTs before, and these are the top two that fit those kind of with the parameters that they've talked about. I
Yeah.
personally would be pumped if it was IMAX. In just transparency, I have some of the IMAX tokens myself, so that would be awesome. I would love that. But I know I've done some other stuff on Polygon, and it works pretty well every time I've encountered it. So either one, I think, would be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Polygon gas might be a little high. I only used it for a short time. I got into crypto raiders very briefly.
I
But
had a Raider for 36 hours on my side, so you and me
yeah,
both.
I bought some of the token. I don't think I actually even bought the raider. But I think I recall it being like over $1 per transaction. No?
I didn't I got some Matic and used Matic because one of the community Gods Unchained tournaments, that's what they like paid the prizes
Okay.
out in. And and again, I had very
Humble brag.
limited interaction with it, but
Yeah.
I didn't have those gas
But
fees weren't a problem.
regardless, I could
Yeah.
be wrong on that. It seems like everyone seems to think it's either IMX or Polygon. One hint that was dropped that I know we were discussing, Maddie,
Yeah.
before this, Dreamer keeps saying that he has these late night calls.
Mm.
The IMX team is based in Australia, so I mean that I don't know where the Polygon team is based.
Yeah.
Maybe they're in that region of the world as well, but
Yeah.
that's what has me thinking IMX. And IMX also, they've stated that they have a focus with their layer 3, their subnets, subnet equivalent, that they want it to be kind of gaming focused and each game having its own, again, layer 3 or subnet. So I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I think it'd be very interesting. And like I said, I've been in IMAX, and Gods Unchained was kind of one of their biggest games they first had. So and I played that game a ton. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd be
Yeah,
pumped if it went to IMAX.
the cool thing that I mean, it seems like it's getting close, right? Because
Yeah, they keep saying that.
the AMA today, Dreamer mentioned that the interest from the front runner has increased as things have progressed. So, I don't know. It must be interesting, right? Being in a big negotiation like this and still giving like this weekly AMA to to these little nobodies in your community, like just to keep them excited. Like you have to think the other team that they're negotiating with is listening, right?
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, so I'm sure some intern, like is on the call. But yeah, I mean, and they've said stuff like that, like especially Bolin, and they say like we're so excited to tell you guys stuff, but we can't.
Hmm.
So I'm sure they know, and they'll be pumped once the final T's are dotted and I's are crossed.
Yeah, yeah. That's not the only new partnership though.
I know this one I'm more excited about
Yeah.
personally. So today, I didn't say this again at the top. Today's the 3rd, August 3rd. They did an AMA today, and we got a big announcement from Dreamer and Fox that they have engaged with a game studio to help them with the PvP combat. So they've said sort of their team and their focus right now is networks and some Crystalvale
Crystalvale
stuff,
parity.
and
Yep.
yeah, and we'll talk about some of the stuff that they've talked about in terms of Crystalvale parity and stuff like that. But this announcement was awesome. So they have basically signed a partnership with a game studio, and that game studio is going to focus completely on the combat and the PvP aspects of the game.
Thank
Um,
God.
they did not say who it was yet, but they did say that this was a game studio that we would recognize. I mean, or they didn't
Hmm.
say recognize,
Well,
but it said it
they
was like a
said
big one.
they said that they've worked on very large and successful games. So if this comes out and it's like there are no games we've ever heard of, I'm gonna be a little
Yeah,
upset with that
yeah,
line. But I mean, it's is this a AAA game studio? Like I,
yeah.
I don't know.
Is it Blizzard? I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't
right?
like I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna be like if it's like it's Ubisoft, I don't think that, but like that'd be wild if
Yeah,
it was one of these like household names.
yeah.
Um,
DFK Super Bowl commercials.
yeah,
No.
I think more likely. I mean, I know we just mentioned them, but I think something like IMAX, like the Immutable team, they have like kind of a game studio, I guess you could say, but they have devs that they could maybe work on this. Something like that would make sense to me, of like a big Web3 name
Hmm.
that we recognize, potentially maybe even Alluvium. I know that they've talked about expanding to other games, so I don't
Well,
know.
yeah. It's funny how we're just talking about how we think it's IMX, and then we just named two games that are on IMX today. I feel like Dreamer might have mentioned if the partnership with the game studio came through the
Yeah.
talks with the blockchain. Maybe he wouldn't though. I don't know. But as far as like Web3 gaming goes, I mean, those are I know Alluvium's not out yet, but some of the stuff they've put out as far as the beta and different things are crisp. And Gods
Oh yeah.
Unchained, I mean, it's just a trading card game, but it's been out for a while. We've both played it. It's a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah. Um, so I'm very excited. I think the biggest disappointment will be if it's a game studio we've never heard of,
Yeah.
which I hope that they wouldn't describe it the way they have and then do that. But otherwise, I think it's huge news, and I think it means, and for me, it in my mind, and again, this is based on just what they've said, but not really any facts. It sounds like PvP might be coming out faster if this partnership works out.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting that we know for a fact once this partnership is kind of locked in that there'll always be someone working on PvP because
Yes.
in the AMA, Hubert's always going to say, "Yeah, we're working on it" and all things like that. But with everything else that's been going on, would you be totally surprised if nobody's touched PvP in 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
No, not at all. Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
that
mean,
they've had a lot.
this is something we talk about, is in all these AMAs, they sound so broken down with the bear market. It's like they didn't expect, like they thought their coin was going to stay at $20 forever, I think.
Well, to be fair, I mean, the Harmony hack nobody saw coming, but yeah, it does seem like there was not much planning for
They
the
just
what
seem
if.
devastated. Yeah.
But to their credit, they are pushing through.
Yeah, they
So
are. They are. And
don't want
yeah.
that to sound like too much of a negative.
No, no, I know. It just they sound like they were just hit by a bus with the bear market.
I think we all were.
But I think yeah, you're right. They're putting stuff out still, and they're bringing out new features, and I think that is a great segue. Something they've been talking about a lot is obviously Crystalvale parity. And we haven't podcasted in a long time, but they've added now quests you can forage and
Mining.
fish, and now mining
We're burying the
in
lead.
Crystalvale. But they also, and we wanted to bring this up, they also mentioned this was not the most recent AMA, the one prior to that. They talked about the item economy and some new vendor stuff. So, Franz, you were on this. I didn't really catch this, so you got to help me out here.
Yeah, it was definitely a little confusing reading through it. But essentially, the vendor right now, and Guy, I don't know if you want to navigate the video over to it when you're done sending out, what is this, fishing quests?
These are my miners, man. Look at
Oh,
this.
okay.
Level 20
There you go.
crystal.
See,
Let's get it.
Crystalvale mining. No,
That's
but
fun.
but the vendor and the ability to buy certain potions and gold eggs. Right now, those are static prices. What they said is that it's going to be more dynamic as far as it's going to keep a history of purchase prices and adjust based on demand, right? So I think that's going to be good for the price, for those of us that have those potions or
Sure.
um, have gold eggs, right?
Hmm.
There's been nothing to drive those prices up because you can get them at that 50,000 gold, which isn't a lot these days. So it's going
Right.
to be interesting to see.
So I guess that was one of my questions on this. So the vendor, you can only exclusively buy things from him with gold, right?
Yes.
And so what will happen is that gold price will increase if there's more demand for whatever item we're talking about, right?
Right.
But
So I'm
there's no
curious if it's going to be tied to liquidity pools in any way.
exactly was my question.
Finish your
There's no
thoughts, yeah.
sell side with the vendor, so it's exclusive. What is it going to be based on? Is my question really?
It's going to, and I lost the actual excerpt here. I got to find it again. But it's going to be based on a price history, it said. So I don't think they're going to be liquidity
Interesting.
pools. I mean, you can make liquidity pools on the open market, right?
Well, yeah,
But
trader
with the
has all
vendor,
these.
it's
Yeah,
not. That's not a dex, right? It's not part of the
yeah.
dex. You're buying and selling with the game with Kingdom Studios essentially. So yeah,
Wait.
right now I
Go
mean
back to that. What is go to sell items?
you can sell the raw materials.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
So
they all.
I don't think they mentioned whether this would be affected as well.
Well, that was my question: is can you sell? Would that like if the would the sale prices go up and affect?
They mentioned the buy side. I think
Yeah.
we have to see kind of how it rolls out, but
All right.
I mean,
And then I'm also assuming that this, they talked about it sort of with the Crystalvale rollout, but I'm assuming this would affect both vendors.
well, there's no Crystalvale vendor yet.
Well,
I think they're
sure.
holding that up to have this new mechanic put in. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
the vendor exists in the Crystalvale world, but there's no items in there yet.
Right.
It's just
He's
one
just
of
like
those like
the
chat pop-ups.
NPCs. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, and that's probably why we don't have that out yet because that seems like one of the easier implementations if they went with the current vendor mechanic, right? So they're probably waiting until they have this
So
new
basically, it'll
dynamic
be
one out.
like I have an Excel spreadsheet from every purchase from Monday to Friday, and 500 gold eggs were bought, but only 2 health potions were bought. That means that gold egg price will probably increase, right? That's what it's going to be based on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. The actual what it says is vendor will have purchase history to drive price of items that he sells. Does that mean that they're going to be looking at the open market, the DEX purchase history?
Yeah, like does the
Why would anyone
trader?
buy it in the DEX? Like I don't know if that happens now.
It would only happen if it got below the vendor price, which I'm
Right.
sure there are bots right now that immediately.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like otherwise, I feel like that's kind of arbitrary in terms of those items are not really comparable. Like, how do you know?
Yeah, no. So it looks like it goes on to say, if those items are highly popular and get purchased a lot, then the price will likely go above the minimum price.
Okay.
There still will be a minimum price, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it sounds like just volume of how often people are buying them
Yeah. I think
at
it's
the vendor
interesting
price.
and could add a fun little
Yeah.
it adds a new wrinkle in, especially if you have heroes doing the profession quests, collecting the items, and then you're creating the potions. It adds a new wrinkle to that.
Yeah, I think we need to I think we need more wrinkles as far as
Yeah.
the item economy goes, right? It's kind of turned into a single item economy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean if you take eggs out of it,
Yeah.
it's really all about stamina potions, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's the raw materials, the resources that you gather that are used to make that are a lot higher than everything else. So I'd like to
Yeah.
see, I guess a lot of it kind of depends on PvP, but the health potions, the mana potions, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
I
once
mean,
there's actually utility for those items, we should see the market and the economy
Right,
adjust accordingly.
right. Be a little more complex.
I'm sure we could probably find this, but are people purchasing random potions regularly?
Well, so there is one use case for them, and it's to make stones. Stones
Oh,
require
right.
health potions, mana potions. It varies stone to stone, but
Right, right.
that just seemed like kind of a cheating, kind of
Yeah,
arbitrary way to give them value.
right.
Like, hey, you're gonna use this item to make another item.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll throw those stones into another item that you can make. Like, it seems like they're stringing it along, and I understand the reasoning and the purpose for doing it, but it's kind of
Yeah.
fugazi right now.
Yeah, and it's I think a great vocab there. But I
Yeah,
think it's
thanks.
great. I think changing up the vendor is solid, and I would love to see it be dynamic like that. I think that's very interesting. Um, but until we see that, I think we're all just speculating on it. I think it's time for us
Well,
to move on.
can we
Oh,
speculate on something else item wise?
yeah. What do you got?
Something I made a rapid R post.
Right, right. Yeah, this is a
Ooh.
An
good
AMA
segue.
question. Yeah.
Franz posted an AMA question that they did answer. Well, I don't
Y-
answer
It was
but
brought up.
it was
It wasn't
brought up
answered.
today in the AMA. They didn't say your
Big
name
difference.
specifically, which was I
Little
found it.
mad about that. I'm
Yep.
in this for the clout. I think I've been clear about that. So I would have liked my name mentioned, but
Why don't you
no,
give us
but
a quick breakdown of what the question was?
yeah. So the Crystalvale Alchemist was released along with CV
Right.
mining. Really exciting. We're gonna be able to make potions in Crystalvale, right? Um, no, you can't. I mean, you can't make the potion that matters anyway, the
Yeah.
stamina potion, because it has the same recipe as it does in Serendale, which thought that was a little odd. Thought it was kind of going to be different, but I understand, maybe keeping it consistent or maybe that they have other things going on. The problem being gardening is not out yet in Crystal Vale, so you can't get spider fruit or milkweed. And foraging does not allow you to get swift thistle in Crystal Vale. It's different than Serendale.
So wait, hold on. Just repeat that one more time. Hypothetically, when gardening is released, you can get those items.
Not swift thistle.
But Swift
S-
Thistle, which is foraging, is not. There are no Swift
It's
Thistles
not attainable through
in.
foraging
Okay.
in Crystal Vale. So essentially you need the item bridge in order to make these potions. So first reaction is why release the alchemist now? I think they said that the item bridge is like 1-2 weeks away. So all right, fine. But I think the bigger issue, and this is what I asked about, is we're all getting ready for a Serendale move to a new chain.
Right.
They've been very clear that that's not a copy and paste scenario where we're going to have like maybe an hour of downtime and then all of a sudden, hey, Serendale's on IMX. It's going to take time. So while that happens, there'll be no way to get Swift Thistle. I am buying a good amount of Swift Thistle right now.
Well, all right, hold on. Before you get to your strategy,
Well, that
I still want to
wasn't
understand
very
this.
in-depth strategy. Kind of just said it.
Uh, so hypothetically, if Harmony changes, or if we jump off Harmony and go to another one, whatever time whenever that happens or whatever time period that'll be, and Harmony and Serendale goes on pause, we'll say for a little bit. If they
Mhm.
don't change anything as it is right now, there'll be no way to craft stamp pots.
Yeah, supply shock with Swift Thistle.
Yeah.
We will run out eventually. I don't know how much there's out there right now. It might take a while,
Yeah.
but the price will be going up throughout that time period, even if we don't run out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also too, it depends a lot on how long that move from Harmony will take. You
Right.
know, if it's a flawless move and it's one day, I don't know if that'll be the end of the world. But knowing crypto and knowing this game,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a 1 day process.
Yeah, I don't think that's in the cards.
Uh,
That'd be nice
so
though.
yeah, I mean, they'd have to change something. And so in the AMA today, they brought it up, and basically all they said was, "We're working on it." They really kind of punted on that. They didn't really give an answer.
Yeah, what was their exact
They're like, "We're aware of what this
that we're
question is
aware and we've been
asking."
discussing it?
Yeah. Um.
For the
So
Swift Thistle question.
Yeah. I know I had more than one Rapid R question mentioned, so I know it's hard to keep track for you guys, but no, it's cool.
Kind
I
of a
think
big
I think
deal.
The
yeah
other one didn't get answered either, just for the record.
yeah. I think this was one that was answered by Bolon, and he said he talked to Hubert about it.
Yubi.
Um.
What just hit find for Swift?
Yeah.
That's what I tried to do, and it didn't pop up.
Oh.
Am I looking at the wrong article?
No.
Could be.
Do like Stampot.
Stamina
There you go.
potion.
Look at you. You're so smart. Us reading is not good content
Yeah.
for the pod.
Yeah,
All right.
no,
So,
this is
anyways,
yeah, keep it
they
going.
said that they're working on it. I think we'll see. Hopefully, they fix it. Now, in the meantime, now we can talk about your strategy. Do you think there's a move here to find some value in purchasing either
Yeah.
Stampots or specifically Swift Thistle?
Well, without getting too far off context, my game plan with Diffkey and with all my new heroes is to, and this is something hat tip to Raph over at ADFK. He was doing the math out as far as how many heroes you need questing to make a steady stream of Stampots. So I've been moving all of the items into stam potions. I've been putting aside a good portion of Swift Thistle with the intent to eventually sell it if this supply shock comes to pass.
Hmm.
So, and if not, I'll just use it for stam pots then. You know,
Still will
all
be
good.
utility. Yep.
Yeah, it's fun when items have utility.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, I do want to see this happen because I think it'd be interesting just from like a economic game kind of perspective to see it happen, but also it would be kind of bullshit if we can't get stamp pots.
Yeah, I mean, like, do we want to put on tinfoil hats for a minute?
Sure.
Um,
Always.
what if this delay in building the team wasn't prepared for? Obviously, they weren't thinking about having to move chains. They are now seeing heroes getting ahead of what they're satisfied with as far as the level growth. So they're intentionally putting a
Hmm.
stop on stampots. Boom.
That's
Mic drop.
interesting. We did just talk about this today, actually, earlier. There are now 35 heroes that are level 15 and above,
A lot.
which is insane. And there's a couple level 20s, which I don't know if they were planning on.
Well, is there still a level cap at level 20?
Yeah, you can't go over 20. 20
Okay.
is the cap.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know if they were planning on people reaching level 20 this fast. Or maybe not this fast. Fast is the wrong word, but like they thought they would have more content to match the hero levels, I bet.
Right. And I mean, I think that's fair that
Yeah.
there would be. Again, they didn't expect all of these delays
Yeah.
with the hack and everything.
Well,
So
yeah, that goes back to they were hit by a bus when the bear market came.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's very interesting, and obviously we'll keep an eye on that. And if you get rich stockpiling Swift Thistle, then congrats.
Thanks.
Let's move on to the next topic, which you've mentioned this a couple times now, and I do want to talk about. I don't want to get too crazy in depth. You've said that you've moved some of your heroes to this DivK, or am I pronouncing it right? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yes, it's French. It's DivK.
DivK, yeah,
No,
La
it's
DivK.
Divky.
And it is a bot that auto quests your heroes. If you could give me just a quick synopsis of it while I go get another drink, and
Nice.
and then also I want to talk about the team. Also talked about bots today in the AMA that was very interesting, and I know Guy, you had some comments on that, so let's get into that.
Yeah. So quick synopsis, it's exactly what you think it is. The bot automatically quests. It waits until, it has different settings as far as I have mine set to go to 25 stamina before they're quested. I believe default it'll just send them every time they hit 5. But you're essentially just maximizing the quests by not having the human error of, having a
You're,
life.
you're truly at 100% efficiency with your
Right.
quest. Yep.
Yeah.
And is there any downside?
I mean, costs money. But no, besides
Oh,
that,
oh,
I mean,
oh, all right. Sorry, I missed
it's
that.
yeah, no, there is a fee for it. It's not free. So that's, I guess, a downside, but
Yeah.
I think it's fair value, and I haven't seen a downside yet. Mine hasn't even had to be restarted yet. It's just run.
Hasn't Raf or others joked about a potential Order 66 at some point of built into the code
Yeah, I was gonna say,
theoretically?
can the
Oh, okay. I guess
the
that's a downside. Is
it's a
that,
third
yeah,
party, right?
it's a
Technically,
third party. Yes.
yeah.
So like my Dread Knight won't be going over there. My Mythic heroes won't be going over there, and that's not because I don't trust the creator, Danpolis. It's
But
just,
that's just any third party
yeah, it's a third
situation.
party.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a healthy amount of suspicion. So
And then is the cost like per hero, or is it how does
no,
that work?
it's per feature. It's $30 for. We're turning this into a DivKey commercial, so
Yeah,
maybe I'll
sure.
get a free month out of it.
Yeah.
No, but it's $30 for like basic profession questing, $50 for
Or unlimited amount of
auto.
heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
50 for like auto leveling and training quests being added, and then 100 for the ability to like power stand pod and newly added do duels,
Ooh.
which could
Whoa.
be interesting.
Yeah, but I feel like you could lose a lot of jewel really fast that way.
But gain a lot of raffles.
Yeah,
I don't know. Are you losing the jewel, or are you just having a roundabout way of buying items you can't get elsewhere?
Well,
true.
does anyone know if duels is truly profitable or not? Has anyone ever done the math?
I
As
mean,
far as like EV personally,
Right.
no, absolutely not. It sounds like a lot of work.
yeah, I don't know either.
I would
You
love to
that's
get more
yeah.
into duels, but it's just like it's an unknown from a cost perspective. I was saying offline before we went hot mic of I had 3,500 raffle tickets. I have zero raffle tickets. No one raffles to my name. Mostly to blame myself for that due to trying to swing big. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
like
definitely a downer on the duel side.
I've won probably close to, well, I guess under, I was gonna say a dozen, but under that. I've won like 5 or 6, but I'm only doing the minis, and I'm watching them, and I'm making sure that I have like a 50% shot at winning it. Um, but like I've won a handful of them, and I don't really do. I mean, I stopped doing duels, or I mean, I was only ever doing those like 1v1s that
Hmm.
get you no tickets anyways. So
Yeah, I've had a pretty successful streak doing the smalls. Um,
Where are you ranked on doesn't the DFK bot have like a rank as to where you are from like number of wins or total tickets or something like that?
the DFK Discord bot commands, you mean?
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
it's a good. I haven't checked, and I was actually just talking to Pouring the other day. Not sure if you guys know him, but he is the dual whisperer, raffle whisperer over there. Guy always has crystals and stones to go around. But I was just asking him because I think I'm gonna try to rank up based on the AMA today and what they said.
Right. I should mention that today they mentioned somebody. One of the questions was, this is currently still the quote unquote preseason, and they said that they're going to have dual seasons, and that on season start or not on season end that there'll be payouts or airdrops based on your rank. So the assumption is this preseason will have something similar. And they said within the next 2 to 3 weeks, which I don't know if you can trust their timelines when they throw these out there, but that's when season 1 will start. So you got some time now to rank up.
Yeah, I've dropped a bit. I know the last time that you asked me this, I was 57. I'm now 88. But the goal is, top 10. So it's not going to happen. But I want to at least, I think I can get into like top 20. I've seen, you sit on Twitter long enough and you see people's heroes and people that are near the top of the charts. My heroes they can hang with them.
You're a whale now. We have to
Yeah,
change the thing of the
we've said that.
podcast. Yeah.
Big time whale. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, my goal is to be at least top 50 by the next time I record. So you give it
Ooh, all
3
right.
months. I mean, I
Mark
should
it.
be able
Mark
to.
it here. Mark it now.
Yeah.
I know we got into duels, but I do want to rewind a little bit. Because I know, Guy, you want to talk about this. They made some weird comments today in the AMA about bots. We just went over how amazing the bot is going for Franz. Guy, what did they say that like really threw you off here?
So the question was reverting around to, do we want to disincentivize bots in any way to allow for more positive player interaction? Like with that, it's what otherwise this if there's no gate between players playing and bots automating things, if there's no level of skill element in the game, which with questing there's not, everything should just go to the most efficient manner, which is botting. And their stance in the past has always been, we want this to be a player interaction game. We want people to be on the other end, clicking the button, doing quests, interacting with their NFTs and their heroes. But during the AMA today, the mood completely shifted. I think that's with everything else happening in the ecosystem, that it's just basically a low priority / they don't have enough brain power and manpower and time and energy to devote to the bot problem of just kind of embracing the fact of it is what it is at this point, which was a little disheartening for me to hear. I think there's a couple things you could at least put into place of at least keep the rhetoric and keep the dialogue going of, we don't want this to be a bot first game, and maybe do some kind of goodwill things in the interim, because we know DFK earns out there, we know diff keys out there, we know there's bots that are out there that can be a big catch-all for a large majority of bots. And if people just kind of pledge and say like, yes, I do quest with a bot, maybe put some kind of small punishment out there for the people that are, still questing every 4 hours.
But give a bonus to somebody who is doing the manual clicking. I mean, I don't know how you would do that, but
I'd accept
maybe
the penalty.
I mean,
I'd
rather not.
75% of the rewards, or maybe you don't go into leaderboards or something like that.
Yeah. Let me speak for the whole bot community and say that we'll accept the small penalty. It's that nice quality of life wise.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I think it's interesting though, and I do want to throw this out there. This goes back to same joke I've been saying, is that they were hit by a bus. The way Dreamer made it sound is he's just tired and doesn't have the manpower to police botting.
Wait, is that a fair kind of? You're making it sound like he went up there and he's like, like bloodshot eyes and like,
that's what it
completely
felt like.
out of it. No, I think there are just other things that are taking their attention, like
he just
and like
major
rightfully so,
partnership deal.
with everything else going on, it's like getting the game funded and allowing the game to exist 12, 18 months from now is more important than figuring out the botting issue. Like, I
Sure.
don't
Yeah,
disagree with that.
and I don't know. My whole take on it is the onus is on the team to make quests that can't be botted.
Make
I
it
mean,
skill-based
it's
to some extent.
or harder to be botted, right?
Yep.
It's make it a skill-based game, you know, and we
Yeah.
won't bot.
Well, I think duels. There's still a lot of RNG in it, but it's on its way to doing that. Of like
I will say that the top players in duels definitely, and this is something Pouring was saying to me today. Like he sees the same people when
yeah,
he gets to those high ranks, so he's countering the other high
Oh,
rank
that's
people,
fun.
whether it
Good
be
for him.
by changing his element or change. So bot is at a disadvantage in that sense, but yes, it's just so much RNG, and I don't think a lot of the people using or doing duels care about the rank right now. If we incentivize
right.
rank more with this airdrop with other things, then maybe. But right now, it's just about accumulating raffles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, and obviously we now have both perspectives here. We got a botter and non-botters on the podcast. So
The first non-bot podcast.
Can't
yeah,
even
I
say
mean,
that.
and we'll keep monitoring that, and we'll see where it goes. All right, kind of segueing into the last few topics here. I think the overall what I've been gaining from listening to these AMAs and what they've been saying is that they want Crystalvale to be the exact same as Serendale. They want parity. They want them to be 100%, the exact same functionality. They're not there yet. Obviously, we've talked about all the things that they're doing. What do you guys think about this in general? I mean, see, we're still waiting for the mining. That's like the final quest, and
Gardening, you
training
mean?
or gardening. Yeah, sorry, gardening and training will come out. But I mean, do you think that let's say Harmony goes away, can this game survive just with Crystal Vale? I mean, what does it mean for new players
Sure.
that Crystal Vale is getting this parity?
It means they're not going to have to download 10 RPCs when they start and first learn what an RPC is. Because remember doing that when Harmony
Yeah,
first?
yeah,
I remember asking everyone, like, is this safe? Is this POC network safe? Like, can
yeah,
I connect to this? It'll be a smoother experience. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see an issue with that, with Crystalvale being the main landing page. Oh, the one thing that was what I was going to mention. They did kind of toss in at the end that training quests were really close.
yeah. That was
So
interesting.
that's great.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
all for parity on the Crystalvale side. Just makes sense. It's, I mean, you could say Crystalvale's really their baby at the end of the day too. So
sure.
it's like I'm
Oh,
surprised the move hasn't been to make Crystalvale Serendale or like the main hub of the game. And I guess if they do get to parity, they could theoretically do that too.
yeah. I mean, we can, without kind of backtracking too much. It was a 4-month period where nothing new was put on Crystalvale. Maybe we
Correct.
should have been rolling this stuff out a
Yeah,
little bit sooner, but neither here nor there. We're past it.
yeah. Well, I
So
mean, I think it's interesting. I think I'll say for me personally, like I said, I have like 15 or 16 heroes now. All of them, not all of them, most of them I have on training quests. So I haven't moved anybody from Serendale over to Crystal Vale. Obviously, training quests get turned on in Crystal Vale. I'll probably gonna start bridging some of those heroes over. Have you guys bridged your heroes over? And then more generally, do we know the numbers of heroes in Serendale versus heroes in Crystal Vale? Uh, I don't know where we would find that, but have you guys moved your heroes personally, and do you know the numbers total?
I've moved a team of 6 miners over. So when we made our Gen Zero purchase, I locked up some of my crystal
Hmm.
in perfect timing for mining to pop out on Crystalvale. So I've just
Mm,
got 6 miners that are
nice.
now mining my crystal over there. I did have some foragers in Crystalvale for a bit, and questing on Crystalvale is just so much smoother than Serendale and Harmony. It really is. Like it's impressive what they've done with this subnet with the system that they built there here. But long-winded answer to your question. Yes, I have heroes on Crystalvale.
I mean, it was a long-winded question, so don't worry about it.
I'll keep mine short then. Just minors.
Yeah.
I had Foragers and Fishers to try it out, but I've moved them back because getting the items on Sarandil so I can make potions with them, stand
That's more
potions.
valuable.
That's
Right.
what I
Yeah.
want. So yeah.
And then how about macro? Do we know numbers? I mean, I guess I don't think we'd have to do more research on that. I probably should have looked that up before I asked the question.
No, we don't. We do have some information macro wise though, don't we, Maddie?
Oh yeah, we had a fun game we were gonna play.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we can move on to that. Because I mean, I've heard just on Twitter and in general, I think a lot of people are bridging over. I know, obviously, guys like you who have the minors, I know are definitely doing that. So it'll be interesting to find that out. Maybe next pod we can get
Yeah.
some numbers like that.
No, it's definitely it's a good stat to know. All the macro stuff is fun.
Yeah. The macro stuff we do have will sort of be this will be our final little segment here. We got the top wallets. Where was my link?
Thank you to Mr. Zipper for providing this on very short notice. I hopped in the ADFK Discord and started asking for macro numbers, and he swooped in with this report. So thank you
Okay,
very
so
much.
this is very fun. He gave us the top. It looks like 50 hero wallets. Now, I do want to mention at the top here, there are a bunch of these guild hero banks, which I believe are. Well, what are these wallets that are like the DFK Earn Hero Bank?
Essentially botting, but it's a
That's
different type of botting
okay.
where it's you're staking your hero in a smart contract that's
Interesting.
putting it to this DFK earn account and questing with it there. So it's trustless. It's
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't like that it's all in one wallet because
Yeah, it
I
seems
don't think the leaderboard stuff is necessarily fair. That they're kind of leaderboarding as guilds.
well, I was gonna say
It's
your bot it's still your wallet, right?
right. It's still an
Yeah.
individual wallet. Like it's not,
Yeah.
kind of grouping up with other heroes. But I don't know. It just seems like we're kind of making a joke out of the leaderboards. And the question was asked today: should we even still have leaderboards?
Yeah. I mean,
And it was kind of a wishy-washy answer. As like, maybe you're right. Maybe we shouldn't.
like I said, I make this joke all the time. I mean, I'm never gonna see the leaderboards with my 15 heroes. Like that's just not gonna happen. So I don't even pay attention to that. I've been ignoring
Yep.
it. So I mean,
Same.
I've had a few days where I was stampotting a specific hero, and I was like, let me just see if it
yeah.
lines up. I've given up though very quickly.
All right, I don't, and that's interesting. But let's do this. This is a game. We're gonna say I have the top 10 wallets here in terms of number of heroes. Again, and that's in the top 10. There's like 5 or 6 of these guild ones, and I'm ignoring those. So ignore those, and we're gonna
Okay.
pretend that those don't exist. I don't want to name the specific people, but like we'll just talk about the numbers in each wallet. So, what do you guys think the top wallet has for number of heroes?
I would say right around 500.
Yeah, I was gonna say 500, 600,
Higher.
Higher.
1,000.
Less than 1,000.
Okay.
Oh, so we weren't too far off. 850.
827.
That's the top wallet.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I should say individual.
Right. Sure.
Um,
What do the DFK earn and the other one have? Out of
so
curiosity.
there's 2 of them that are above it. There's one that's 4,200, and then there's one that's 2,800.
Okay. Well,
But then there's a couple more below it too. So hero wallet number 2 is a little bit less, obviously. What are you guys thinking?
probably
Under 8.
500, 600 round. 600 realm there.
Yeah, it's in between 500 600.
So 536.
No, 581.
Be great if you just nailed it.
Yeah. Hero wallet number 3.
France, what are you thinking?
No, it's not mine.
I mean,
Probably like 3. What was the last one?
581.
581.
Probably
Yeah.
like 300, 4. No, I think it would actually be
No.
closer.
Yeah.
Like 550.
575. You got it.
Okay. Well, I
Nice.
get it, but yeah.
Hmm.
No, yeah, we're gonna start seeing these level off because that. I mean, I don't know, like mid 500s. That's not shock and awe level
I
for me,
mean,
anyway.
that's insane to me.
I mean, no, it's don't get me wrong, it's a shitload. But when
It
you
now,
said
if you were
800
here
something,
day
it was shock.
one and you had 6 or 8 Gen Zeros, I could see you getting to that point.
Yeah,
I guess
if you're
so.
not, but I mean, but you have to think
You're holding them.
you're holding them, and the summoning costs used to be a lot. I mean, if you were in the gardens early and you're doing this with all kind of garden rewards, different
Yeah.
story, but still a lot of jewel.
Yeah.
But this is so just for the listeners, what we were talking about earlier when we got on the subject and wanted to see these macro numbers, it's very interesting. And sound off in the comments if this fits your description. But new players coming in now to the game, it's very different than when a lot of us came in, right? It's
Sure.
we could get 1 to 2 heroes, maybe 3, and it took a good amount of capital. Now you can come in with $100, $200, and build yourself a small army, right? So if you're just discovering DFK now, I'm interested to see if we could find this information. The average size of a new player's wallet, say like under 2 months in the game.
I mean, obviously, I think a lot depends on that. If someone's coming at it as like an investor or a gamer, that's going to be a huge difference, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, but
New
yeah,
hero holding wallets.
yeah. I think that'd be an interesting. I mean, it'd be hard to monitor that because what if
Yeah, I don't. I
what
don't
if
know if we could
what if
actually
it's
get this
somebody
info.
who knows what they're doing and just wants to start a new wallet,
True.
versus somebody who's like coming in blind.
Yeah, I mean, my DivKey wallet was a new wallet, so
Yeah.
that would show up on that. All right, fair enough. Just cut that
I
whole
mean, I'm
segment.
just saying, no, it's interesting, but like, I'm just saying, I don't know if we can accurately find out that stat of what you're trying to find.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right, I'm
Okay.
just going to read out here the bottom one. So 827 was number one, 581, 575, 550. Sorry, 543, 512, 479, 451, and then there's a whole bunch at like 400 and 390s.
Okay, and that's the top
That's like
what
top
20?
10. That's like top 10-ish.
Okay.
And then like after top 10, we get to like the 350s. There's some 300s, and then a whole bunch of high 290s.
Okay.
And then like the bottom of this is like top 100-ish. It's like 181.
Okay. So
So
that's interesting. We gotta kind of put that. We gotta present this information better, right? Because like cool
maybe.
numbers. But, like, what does this mean out of like the total amount of
I
heroes?
mean,
Like,
these are the whales of the game, right? These top 100-ish wallets. And they have,
right?
more than 200.
What
What
percentage do they
percentage
have
of the
of the
overall
total?
hero?
I
Yeah.
think what we're saying is we need Mr. Zipper's hero holdback to tell us this stuff on a weekly basis. So,
Yeah.
but we need someone to come and take this information and kind of make it
Well,
into something that we can digest.
We'll have
if he
Mr.
sent
Zipper
you
as a
the
guest.
CSV file, maybe we should
Yeah,
be helping him with this here result.
yeah, go for it. All right, guy's been sitting on the summon page for a while now. You could tell he's
Oh, you
itching.
want to do it? All right, let's do a summon and then we'll sign off.
Should I do 1 or 2 is the question.
What do you mean?
So I've got a couple pairs for each of my heroes for Franz's Thief Gen Zero. I found an archer that is a pure archer with 1 ability match.
Pure
Is that
Archer, for anyone listening, we mean not the subclass, but a recessive one, being
yeah?
Archer as well.
So 18% chance at a Dark Knight versus 14% chance at a Dark Knight. Is that worth it for the extra 80 jewel it's going to cost to summon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
but
not.
because it's 80 jewel times 2 as well, because that's going to be
Well,
80
so
jewel for me for the.
I don't think so. Yeah, what's
real
it?
quick, and I
3%?
think this matters, are you planning on keeping the hero? Or, like, so say a rare or a legendary Dark Knight pops out here. Are you going to be keeping that? Because then, yes, I think that it's worth the 80 jewel. But if you're
Yeah,
going to be reselling it, I think you're crushing your EV.
and that's exactly it. I think I am crushing my EV if I'm going to resell it. And the thing is, the chance of this being a hit is less than 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I think based
don't
on
think.
that, we're going to do this.
Oh, we're just summoning the two together. Okay, so now
All
we're
right, so
going
these are the
max
two
EV.
Gen Zeros, as mentioned before. It is a Archer and a Thief, both legendaries. Which one is? They have one matching ability. Is that correct?
One
Yeah.
matching ability, right?
Yeah, it
All
active
right.
1.
They are. What levels are they? We getting any boosts here with the tiers?
Intelligence
level 7.
boost and an agi build
Oh, nice.
boost.
Oh, that's the
And
guy. Do you want to talk about that quick? Your intelligence boost.
Yeah, so the intelligence boost, we originally gave whoever I bought this from a hard time on that, being like, why is intelligence the top stat for the Dark Knight or the Archer? But then we were thinking about it more, and Dark Knights have a high intelligence score.
yeah,
So if you land a Dark Knight with this, you're better off getting an intelligence boost versus a dexterity boost.
yeah.
Thought that
I
was
mean,
cool.
that's a good point. But I mean,
It's probably just for the foraging that they
yeah.
did
But
it.
I was gonna say, why are you building out your Archer? Are you
Like the
building out your
dex is still
Archer?
22, so it's
Yeah.
like the dex is still high. But if you think of utility of heroes,
I mean, that's what Gen Zeros is for, right?
do you own a Gen
Right.
Zero? You
Yeah.
own Gen Zeros to summon and to pass the best stat on to the heroes that you summon.
You don't own a Gen Zero to be the best forager as an Archer.
Right. It's not supposed to be your PvP here. I mean, it could be, but we
Yeah.
obviously value advanced abilities here. You're not going to find
Yeah.
any with advanced. Well, 1 through 19, but those are even responsive.
And I'm gonna keep Franz happy just because we're doing this on the stream. I'm actually gonna throw a Vigor Stone in,
Let's go.
which
Interesting.
is a vitality boost.
I like that. I like that for a
For my
Dark Knight.
hero.
Guy is very stone averse, and it's been
Oh, I'm
something
all
we've
about
been
stones. I love
arguing.
stones.
Screws up my EV, man. I'm
It's
all about that EV.
what do they
Oh,
cost? Like,
what are they like? They're like 15.
well, that's the thing. It's actually not even EV.
It
He
costs
has,
like 15 jewel.
but you have an inventory. Go craft them.
Opportunity cost.
No,
Yeah,
but what you want him to
pull
go?
up
We
the.
just talked about this. What you want him to go craft anti-poison potion? Like, who gives a shit?
Anti-blinding.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, just
it's a
go
waste.
craft them. Stone carvers there. Oh, what are we thinking here?
So what are we
Is this going to be
looking
our
for?
first Dark
I
Knight
think
hit?
it's gonna be a Dark Knight. I think it's gonna be a
I
hit.
think it's going to be a Dark Knight. And what do we have for percentage chances? We have a roughly 25% chance of rare or better. I think we're going to get a rare Dark Knight here
Oh,
with a Berserker subclass.
We didn't talk about the stats, but the green and blue stats are also pretty solid. It's the top
Mm.
2 chances
yeah.
for green are intelligence and strength, and then strength and vit for
Oh,
blue.
that's great on the blue.
Yeah, really solid. We got to get these to level 10 so we get that other additional
Yeah.
boost.
Yeah, we do.
Let's see that. That black sword.
That long black sword.
Oh boy.
Ah,
Is that a knight?
Knight?
that's a knight.
We got a knight. An
Rare
uncommon
knight.
knight.
Uncommon knight.
Or uncommon.
Matty Pest colorblind.
Yep.
Now into the world.
True. Look at that
Vitality boost.
vitality.
So that's
I mean,
not bad
for the vigor
a knight.
stone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fishing.
Fishing
Fishing
not
though
great.
too. And Seer subclass, not great either.
Nah.
So what's
check
wrong
the
with this
advance. Check
pair?
the advance.
What's wrong with this pair? Because we've gotten now 2 priests from this archer thief pair, and now a knight.
9%.
We've gotten 3 priests.
Have we? 3. Okay.
I've gotten 2. Yeah. Actually, no. One of them wasn't with you directly, so I take that back.
Okay.
But yeah, 2 priests and a knight. That's pretty crazy.
And the Dark Knight continues to elude us.
Mm-hmm.
All
We'll
right, send
find
my
them.
Gen Zero back. I feel unsafe without him.
2, 8, 4,
No, check the
7,
advance. Check the
9.
advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if it hit. I don't even know if I'll keep it if it hit though.
Yeah, but someone will pay a little bit more.
Nope.
Yep.
No.
No hit. I might keep them just for the vitality. I
Yeah.
don't really have many knights, and it gets me a chance of
Knights get high vitality.
maybe I can go find a warrior and go
Summon
back
it
to
out,
He's
yeah.
a
Gen
10
1
out of 10.
there.
What's the
What
wait,
were
what was
the
the recessive? Yeah.
recessives? Yeah.
So recessives weren't anything. Priest,
Priest.
Berserker,
Ooh, a
Intelligence
lot of
Vitality.
fishing.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
don't know if
fishing,
that's
actually.
A
something.
Good
lot of
point.
fishing.
Yeah. Well, trading
Interesting.
quests are a thing, guys, right?
Yeah, and his vitality is already at 15.
Yeah, that's a good point. You could send them
Just level
straight
him
to the
up
training
like
quest.
2 or 3 times, and you're good to go with training there. All
Yeah.
right. Well, Guy and Franz, we have any final thoughts, or are we going to sign off here?
No, it's good to be back. We'll be a little bit more consistent in the future.
Right. Yes, we're going to try and do these live pretty soon. We'll send it out on the Discords and the social medias, but we're going to try and do some live ones, so people can heckle us if they want live.
Or
But
just
yeah,
come say nice things.
or
Whatever.
come say nice things about that too. But yeah, final thoughts. Crystalvale, new chain. We excited?
I'm
Yes.
excited.
I
Yeah, it
am
should be
too.
good. And then something we didn't even talk about too of Fight Club. We had a fun Fight Club tourney. I know we're signing off.
Oh,
but,
right. Yeah.
that's going to be our segue into I think our next live stream. We'll be streaming a lot of Fight Club.
Definitely.
Yes.
And we'll be doing another tournament towards the end of August. So.
Oh, is that news that we're breaking?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Another
yeah.
Fight Club tournament. That was a lot of fun the first time. I got smoked in the first
Congrats to
round.
Mean Machine, our first champion.
Yeah.
He now has a nice new NFT of a trophy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. This has been Bogside Chats, where we were talking everything DFK and keeping it casual. We are the first non-whale podcast. No Gen Zeros? No stable of 100 heroes? I mean, maybe not. We'll catch you next time. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. All right, turn off Craig.
That
That was good.
was great.
Felt really good.